What's going on, Jeromes? So in Kwesi Adofo-Mensah's first draft in 2022, he did indeed trade down with the Lions from 12 to 32 and took a hard-hitting Georgia safety, Lewis Cine, who wanted to come into the league and stack some bodies. And Cine, he had his bona fides, man. So physical freak athlete, was a part of some of those great Georgia defenses, was MVP of the national title game while winning a natty, bringing that back to Athens. It was fantastic. And yeah, like we said, Kwesi, a lot of second guessing that draft, considering how the top end of it worked out. Lewis Cine, Andrew Booth Jr., you gone. Ed Ingram may not look like he's hanging on to that starting guard job. So it is what it is. And of course, the Vikings passing on All-Pro safety Kyle Hamilton. Fully understand it. Fully get it. It's also it's do Vikings fans know this? Like, I feel like this is never brought up. But Lewis Cine, he's worked through injuries, the compound fracture in London, and sort of been behind the eight ball. Multiple training camp injuries really kept him out of the loop, didn't get the snaps, and also, this year was no different, and it's unfortunate, but Lewis Cine, for a first-round pick, hasn't really contributed the way that you would have wanted him to. Has been okay on special teams, but even then, he's been outshone by other guys like Theo Jackson, etc. But Lewis Cine came to play, man. Lewis Cine came to play on Saturday and laid the smacketh downeth on the Brownseth, and he just did the damn thing, man. Vikes Insider, 11 total tackles, an interception, a pass broken up, a sack on a free safety blitz. You'll love seeing that. 2 quarterback hits, a tackle for loss, and a massive hit stick on Snoop Huntley. That's right. Huntley took offense to that too, which so I don't understand. And in real time, when we were doing the live stream, it looked kind of dirty, man. It looked like full-on head hunting. But once you slowed it down, you realize it's textbook. Head off to the side, shoulder, top into the chest. It was beautiful, man. And it's exactly what you brought Lewis Cine in to be, potentially the successor to Harrison Smith, going from hitman to hitman, right? And it was just awesome, man, right? And, Vikings fans, we have been very tough on Lewis Cine. Now, part of it has been, him failing to live up to expectations, but also he's been behind the eight ball much of the time due to injury, as well as a very stacked safety room. And I understand, so a lot of Vikings fans want to poo-poo Lewis Cine's performance. Like, well, he was doing it against the 2s and the 3s, and he was a first-round pick, and blah, 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 blah. But what'd you want him to do? Would you rather he play bad, just so that you can continue to use him being selected after trading down, and could have took Kyle Hamilton just so you could throw a brick at Kwesi? No. I'd say I think that it's still up in the air whether Cine is going to be here or not, and frankly, him playing well in this game, if the Vikings were going to trade him, it definitely enhances trade value. But how about we just be happy that a guy who's been through a lot had himself a good game given the opportunity? Plus, you saw he was out there flying around playing fun, fast, free football, just really excited about the game. It's been a long time since we've seen that from Lewis Cine. So that's really awesome. But defensive back wise, it's going to be tough. So I think I think the Vikings keep 5 safeties. I do not consider Najee Thompson a safety. Also, I think Najee Thompson may start the year on the PUP list. But so Metellus, Beasley, Harrison, Theo Jackson are mortal locks. So those are your first 4. And so basically, one 53-man roster spot comes down between Jay Ward, Bobby McCain, and Lewis Cine. Now, I love Bobby McCain. Obviously, Flores does too. They have connection to the Miami days. McCain, hard hitting out there, can play safety, can play in the nickel. So there's a lot of things there. But also, with him being a veteran, a little bit older, I think it's very safe for him to get down onto the practice squad and clear waivers initially. So basically, it comes down to 2 guys, Lewis Cine and Karyama Jay Ward's son, for 1 roster spot. Lewis Cine rising, Jay Ward. So I like Karyama Jay Ward's son a lot. He's made some mistakes on special teams. They've experimented with him at outside corner. That hasn't looked very good over the last 2 preseason games. So I think right now, again, if the Vikings do keep 5 safeties, I think Lewis Cine might be the 5th safety, which would be a huge win for him at this point in time because, like we said, don't let the contract or don't let the draft status affect who stays. Keep the best players. Lewis Cine is playing fantastic right now. Is he 53-man roster worthy because his contract is guaranteed and it's a sunk cost either way, even though there will be offsets if he got picked up somewhere else. I think it's a possibility. So that's something that Kwesi and O'Connell and Flores are going to have to decide. But frankly, again, it's good to see. And Lewis Cine has been through a lot, whether training camp injuries, obviously the compound fracture. He's worked his way back. He looks 100%. He's fast and he's flying out there. And this Browns game looked like vintage Georgia Lewis Cine. He is the guy that we invested a first-round pick in. So, I don't know, like maybe he'll make the roster. Maybe he'll come Pete on special teams. Maybe he'll take over one of the spots next year, depending on what happens with Harrison and Beasley, Theo Jackson, etc. Or maybe, like we said, maybe it enhances his trade value, and the Vikings are able to get a little something out of him. Of course, Howie Roseman just loves him some Georgia defenders. So Howard calling up the Eagles. So who knows, man? But either way. I love what Lewis Cine did on Saturday. It was fun to see, and plus you could tell like he was super hyped. All right, so I'm glad that he had this awesome moment. Hopefully he keeps up the good play because, hey, isn't that the name of the game? Like, hey, players on your team, hopefully they play well for your team. That's it. That's it, man. Anyways, your thoughts, our thoughts. Lewis Cine. Redemption. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol. Production value.